96.7 KCAL rocks your Thursday means. Let's talk some sports because we got some stuff coming up for the big old weekend. That's what we got to talk to Pep. What's up, Pep?
Hey, let's usher in the weekend officially on a Thursday night because the Lakers are back in action against the Phoenix Suns. Anthony Davis has found himself again. He had a monster game in Game 2 for the Lakers as they even up the series 1-1. But Game 3 back in Los Angeles tonight, and now we'll see if the Lakers can step on that gas pedal and just really now accelerate and go forward.
Right, this kind of feels like this could be the turning point game where they kind of get this one going and you kind of feel the freight train starting as the run to the finals.
And we're getting into LA or we're leaving LA now?
We're leaving, right?
No, we're going into. Remember, Phoenix
Right.
is the number 2 seed, so they split. Yeah, they split in Phoenix. Now they're coming back to Los Angeles. So, usually when you go to a playoff series, that's the goal of the road team, right? You go in there, you try to get a split on the road, take the series back home, and then gain that home court advantage. And that's what the Lakers did.
Perfect.
So, but the Clippers, man, it's a different story. They were in Los Angeles to start their playoff series against the Dallas Mavericks, and they dropped both of their games at home, and now they go on the road to Dallas tomorrow night, where Luka Doncic is really just owning that series right now.
I know, hopefully they're trying to cool Luka off. I don't know if they can. Now, once he gets home, are they really going to start kicking it into high gear? Or, will the Clippers show up a little bit? Because, so far, nothing.
It's crazy to see. The Clippers scored 121 points. They are there, but the Mavericks just outscored them. The Clippers have been scoring. They're over 100 in their 2 playoff games, but the Mavericks just score a little bit more. It's tough. Good series.
Luka dropping 39 points last game. Can he keep that up, I guess?
Yeah, and then on the flip side for the Clippers, Kawhi dropped 41 points in that Game 2 loss. So he's putting it all out there. And the Clippers usually a pretty good three-point shooting team, actually are really good, and Dallas is kind of beating them at their own game. And they're saying, hey, let's fight fire with fire. We'll bring it on, Clippers. We'll shoot the 3-ball just like you. And they're actually doing it better. And obviously, it's not reinventing the wheel here. They're scoring more points. And now they're going back to Dallas where the Mavericks will have home court advantage. Man, can you guys imagine if it's a sweep? And I only bring this up because people have said Kawhi Leonard is trying to make a decision about his offseason. Will he opt into that final year on his contract with the Clippers? It kind of hinges on what they do in the playoffs this year. If they get swept or knocked out in the first round, would Kawhi actually stay with the Clippers? That's kind of a huge question mark on this series.
Well, so we got a couple of things going on. The Clippers better do something or this series is going to be over.
I think Clippers are going to close this thing out in 7.
All right.
Because, you look at the Clippers, you look at the box scores, it's all been Kawhi and it's all been Paul George. Once they get the rest of the team going, they're going to get it all going fine. Luka, he's hot, but he has to be hot in order for them to win. They've barely been pulling out these games with Luka being hot. So if Luka cools down a little bit, you get the Clippers all kind of rolling together. I think they can pull it together and win the series.
We'll see.
That's the thing. Double team, triple team Luka, whatever you got to do, make somebody else beat you. Because I don't know if they have enough other guys to beat you. But I'm not Ty Lue. They'll figure it out, I guess. Game 3, Friday night in Dallas. Now, let's talk some NFL news right here. All of these OTAs are going on, these optional team activities. It's so cool to see these NFL football practices going on. Our guy, Kenny Clark, the pride of Carter High School, the pride of San Bernardino, is in Green Bay Packers OTAs right now, but his teammate Aaron Rodgers is not. And I sound like a broken record. We talked about this weeks ago, but until there's some resolution of what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, until we have something concrete, this is going to be the main storyline. He's not at OTAs. The big question now is next month they'll have mandatory minicamp, and will Aaron Rodgers show up, or will he be on another team by then?
And he doesn't appear to be worried about it. Videos are coming with him doing karaoke in Hawaii or whatever. He looks perfectly happy.
Yeah, he's like, is there controversy going on with me? Like, he has no idea, man. He's living his best life. He's hosting Jeopardy. He's in Hawaii with his fiance. He's going to play in this made-for-TV celebrity golf event where Aaron Rodgers is going to team up with Bryson DeChambeau and Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson. Like, he has no cares in the world right now. It's all good for Aaron Rodgers.
Does it seem like there's any way we see him playing for Green Bay Packers ever again?
So far it seems like nothing's happening. Maybe he returns there after all this dust up.
I think there's still a strong possibility he stays in Green Bay. And, after the NFL draft, you look at teams, let's say like the 49ers, man. The 49ers went out and got themselves, they still have Jimmy G, but they went out and drafted a quarterback. I mean, all these teams who were thinking like, hey, we could still use a quarterback, went out and got a quarterback. Like, I don't know who's left out there that'd still be like, hey, we really need to bring him in right now. The Rams got Matt Stafford. You know what I mean? All these teams kind of locked in on their spots. I think there's a good chance he stays in Green Bay. I know there's a lot of, bad blood right now, but I feel like they'll find a way to work things out, and he'll be their quarterback this year.
I mean, he kind of came out and said it's not the teammates, it's not the coaches, pretty much put the spotlight right on the general manager.
Right.
I mean, having him stay in Green Bay might be a little weird. The only way I'm down for it is if they somehow pull off the move and they get Julio Jones up there in Green Bay.
Yeah.
He might be on the move.
Because that's a whole nother thing that might happen.
40, you nailed it. So I've heard that several times now, that could be the branch of goodwill, the peace offering, saying, hey, you know what? Listen, we messed this up. We really like Jordan Love, but we should have got you a receiver in the draft last year. Let's go out and get one of the premier NFL receivers right now, and let's go all in. You're our quarterback. We know you need some help around you. Let's do this.
Yeah, but does he want to go to Green Bay is the question. Does Julio want to do Green Bay?
Well, you heard he wants to go to a winner. I mean, they were just in the NFC Championship game, so that would make you think so. He acknowledged at least that he knows that going to Dallas, while it is a popular landing spot for people to say he's going to, he acknowledged that that's probably not necessarily a winner.
Yeah.
I think they're talking about him maybe in Indy, maybe New England.
Oof. Boy, he sounds deadly on any of those teams.
I know.
I don't like that.
Oof. Yeah, I think Green Bay could be a logical landing spot for Julio Jones. And again, could be just to show some goodwill towards Aaron and be like, hey, we're going to go out and get you a receiver. What do you think now? Hey, we're trying to work with you. Let's do this upcoming season. So
Julio would help.
Yeah, he would definitely help. And I do still want to bring up the golf real quick, because if you're not a golf fan, we've got drama going on social media right now between the two guys in this made-for-TV event. Or excuse me, DeChambeau, who's in the made-for-TV event, and Phil Mickelson's the other guy in this made-for-TV event. But DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka, it's a TV interview that was leaked on social media. They hate each other. And guys, the point I'm trying to make here on this is golf needs this. We need some good guys and bad guys. We need some rivalries. We need this in golf right now, because without Tiger Woods, I mean, I barely tune into the majors. Like, this is a reason to watch golf, because these guys can't stand each other.
And they're just doing some drama. It's funny just to see two people who do not like each other.
Yeah, it's like Koepka's giving an interview, and DeChambeau just walks behind him with like some metal cleats or something where it's making a noise, and like Koepka stops his interview, takes that big annoyed side. He's just like, oh, and you can tell he's just thinking, I hate this guy.
It's very funny. It kind of reminds you of that coworker that drives you nuts.
Yeah.
Everybody can relate to it.
Right.
The big sigh, the eye roll, a couple curse words. Like, these guys hate each other, and golf needs it. I think it's great for the game. So, and finally, guys, I love to wear ball caps. I know you guys do too. New Era released what they call local market baseball caps. So all the Major League Baseball teams across the country got these baseball hats, these special hats, and I think they were like $50 a pop. And they had logos that represent your area. Now, all the California teams had like palm trees and tacos, and I'm not mad at it, because they're probably right. But if you saw these hats, and do yourself a chance, Google it. They're not available to purchase anymore. But they're pretty hideous. Think of like these cartoonish, ugly emojis, and just randomly stuck on a hat everywhere. There's like no rhyme or reason, and they got pulled really quickly off the internet.
Not that we would want these hats, but now can we still get some of those hats? Because it seems like it's going to turn out to be kind of a rare thing in the future.
Yeah, I don't think you want this, even if it's a rare thing. These things are ugly as hell. It basically looks like Grandma got her first embroidery kit and decided to embroider every panel of a hat. Is all it is. There's something on every single panel, every side there's some kind of something. It's too much going on. It's way too ugly.
The designer is just that guy who has too much clutter. He just cannot stop himself. Well, it's swing and a miss is what I'm gathering from you guys.
Big miss.
Oh man.
Yep,
Yeah, there's a couple things on these hats you just scratch your head, and I think 40 nailed it.
Fab, tell me how to get your stuff.
It's Inland Sports. Check it out right now. We got some exclusive local interviews with local players and coaches. We're in the high school playoffs right now, so check it out. Inland Sports social media and the Inland Sports YouTube channel.
Thanks, Pat.